You're going to see Dodge, Ford, Chevrolet trucks and everything. So in this part of the country, which is basically a from paradise, the four-wheel drive vehicle's a necessity. Now we're going to see them turned into toys. And you know, we're so close to all the deer and all the hunting action here. I think I saw a deer out there a while ago that did have a pit pass on.
It's mud racing in the red Georgia clay coming up next. A pickup truck is a mainstay on any farm here in the South, but I tell you what, a good rainstorm could turn this path into this, a mud bog. This one, in fact, is 200 feet long. The mud is 14 inches deep. We're here at the Deer Creek All-Star Nationals for Pro Stock Class competition in the NMRO Championship Mud Racing. Preparations continuing down in the pit area, but let's check in with Army Armstrong. Army, what is a Pro Stock Class racer?
Gary, one of the key vehicles we're going to be looking at today is a young man out of LaPorte, Indiana, Dan Myers, who'll be driving in the Pro Stock category. And real quick, what is a Pro Stocker? It's a new class, it's an exciting class. Tell me a little bit about it.
Army, we wanted a class in the National Mud Racing Organization that the average person could identify with. So we make these things with Chevy, Ford, recognizable bodies. We wanted it to be exciting, so we allow the cut tires on it. We allow nitrous oxide. We held it down with no blowers and things like that, but it's still a pretty exciting sport.
Well, this has turned out to be probably one of the most popular classes in 1991. Let's sit back and watch it. Dan's going to be carrying the colors for Chevrolet, but all those Dodge and Ford boys are going to be going after him big time.
And a Toyota is coming up right now. I have to think that's a contradiction when you use a carburetor to cut the horsepower and then use nitrous oxide to boost it.
Yeah, but Gary, that nitrous oxide makes horsepower real quick. We talked about Toyota, but he relies on Chevrolet to make that horsepower for this Toyota. They go by the name of the Lawman, Gary.
Well, this is Mike Henderson. He is from Montgomery, Alabama. He, in fact, is a police officer. Look at the lights on top of that Toyota. Chevy power.
Oh, man, you got the blue lights on top of the vehicle, but a red light on the starting line. He will not get any time, receive no credit for that run. He jumped the starting system. The replay comes up. He's going to get all for naught today in Franklin, Georgia.
Well, look at him sawing that steering wheel, a rough ride through the 200 feet of mud.
Yeah, but Gary, the story's the same. When the Lawman went through the red light, he got no points, no nothing.
Didn't get a ticket, though. As we take a look at the purple Chevy S10, this is Carlton Stroud. They call him Skeeter.
Okay, now Carlton has already purged the nitrous. They talked at the beginning about being able to run NOS nitrous on it. That makes instant horsepower. You referred to the fact you're trying to cut costs down. But boy, that nitrous will make quick horsepower for you in a hurry. It's instant horsepower. Let's watch him when he leaves the starting line.
Army has a fire. He has a problem on board.
He's got a fire, but he's taking it out the back door, and the fire's still going. A 4:34. That's a good time for him. He's still on fire, Gary. I don't think he knows it.
He may have had a problem with the nitrous oxide bottle. When he hit that, it exploded. But keep in mind, they're burning alcohol. If it coughed back up to the carburetor, that alky can burn without a flame. So he could be on fire, and we can't visually see it.
Exactly. The only way he's going to be able to tell us to watch a ripple over the top of the carburetor, and they're going to it. He is on fire, Gary.
Well, that's not the alcohol burning then.
Yeah, but Gary, what happened? The alcohol caught the filter on top of the engine on fire. The breather's what was burning.
So the crew is standing down there with Skeeter, the driver, and they survey whatever damage may have occurred in the engine compartment. As we take a look again, you'll see as he hits the nitrous oxide, something explodes. There are the flames. Now, the flames appear to be snuffed out as he completes the run. And we take a look at our next competitor, Ronnie Reed, appropriately named Hot Stuff. We just had some hot stuff. And I think, Army, you have caught up with Skeeter. What's he have to say?
Skeeter, do you have any idea you had any kind of a problem in the bottom of the truck during the run?
No, just I heard a little popping coming out of first gear, and the rest of the time it was cooking on, but my son tells me it was on fire most of the way down there.
Yeah, it was on fire all the way through the traps. What about at the finish line? When did you know you were on fire?
When I let off and I seen the smoke come out of my breather, out of my port there.
Everything's okay now, though?
As far as I know, the distributor's melted, but I think we'll be running again.
A never say die attitude in motorsports. Once again, Ronnie Reed out of Meridian, Mississippi.
All right, now, Gary, we've seen a Toyota powered by Chevrolet. We've seen an S10 Chevrolet with the big block setup. Now we got a GMC coming out. He runs another big block setup with the NOS nitrous oxide system. So let's see what's going to happen. I'm watching the track, Gary. Do you see anything setting up with the track as far as a groove for this particular class?
Well, of course, 14 inches deep and a couple of real ruts are beginning to develop. It looks like he's bogging down because the ruts are so deep.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. The axle housing, is that what it looks like to you? Is actually dragging in the mud. A 561, not the time he was looking for by any means.
A very slow run for Ronnie Reed out of Meridian, Mississippi. And once again, we talk about the 14 inches of mud, and they've got a couple of deep ruts down there, and they're dragging bottom. Here's a good look at Showtime, a Chevy Love, 355 cubic inches.
Yeah, you're talking about Showtime, but we're going to talk for a minute. These are the guys that make this all possible. They're the owners of the Deer Creek Motorsports Park, and they bring mud racing first class to this part of the country. They do a great job.
Now it's a labor of love for them as we take a look at Hal Richardson.
He comes
in
over from
Showtime.
Hal comes over from South Carolina. Beautiful, bright colors.
He also has the windows rolled up to keep the cockpit clean.
He's a very smart man. Runs a 355 cubic inch Chevrolet engine. I cannot understand why they keep running in the track with the man in front of them, Gary. Why don't they go over and run in a different part of the track? He goes a 526. The motor sounded good, but it seemed like he was dragging all the way through.
Well, so often in this type of competition, we like to see a vehicle skim across the mud. Obviously, if you're following in somebody else's tracks, you're getting bogged down. Look at the undercarriage. Everything is dragging on that mud.
Exactly, and they're just making a rut worse for the guy behind them.